This Rampardos Lucario deck is the best fighting deck in the game right now, and if you were bored of the standard Darkrai Giratina deck lists or Gyarados EX, then this is the deck for you. The deck completely farms Meowscarada Magnezone deck lists, which are kinda popular right now, and if you're a skilled fossil drawer, then you definitely have chances to win every match with this deck. In this video, I take this deck into my master ranked matches and over-explain my every thought process to hopefully teach you some stuff about the deck. Now onto the gameplay. I'm going first against Darkrai Giratina. I think this is technically a hard matchup for the deck, but we'll see how it plays out. Currently don't have Fossil, so we're hoping to find Fossil ASAP. Let's see. I'm just going to draw as many cards as I can, try and find Fossil. I do actually pick up the Fossil, so I'm going to jam Fossil and Sudowoodo down just to play around Sabrina on the Fossil. That way we can bring Cranidos safely down next turn. And the main thing we're hoping for right now is that he doesn't have Darkrai in hand. If he doesn't have Darkrai, that sets him back massively. The main hope when you're versing the Darkrai Giratina deck is that they don't find one of their pieces turn 1. He does have it. He's going second though. So his Giratina is going to be a turn slow. Let's see. He's placing energy on the Giratina, so this is the key target that I want to try and kill ASAP. I'm going to draw 2 cards. So I actually have an option between placing the Marshadow or placing the Skull Fossil, because I do have the second Cranidos. Like, you could also argue that I need to be... Wait, am I running Iono? I'm not actually running Iono, so I don't need to worry about holding cards for it. I'm just going to place the Fossil for now. I can always discard that if I want to get rid of it. He might be scared of Rampardos, so he might try and Mars my hand away, but I don't actually have it yet. But let's see, what's in his hand? Hard to get a read on his hand right now because he's drawn a lot of cards. He would probably use a potion if he had it. So he has Sabrina. So my options are, I can put in Fossil and then I can just discard it so I don't have to pay the retreat cost. I could just send in Cranidos if I know that I'm going in with Cranidos anyway. Whatever I put in is going to be taking 20. The thing is, I don't actually have Rampardos yet. That's the only problem. That is the problem. Don't know if it's the correct choice, but I mean, I'm going to go with Sudowoodo here because it allows me to push 50. I'm probably going to get at least 100 damage off. And I don't currently have Rampardos in hand, so I'm not too sure what the best play here was. So we're evolving the Railu. So I can evolve the Cranidos into this Fossil right now. Do I like that, or do I want to have this spot for the Marshadow? I can always place the Marshadow when Sudowoodo dies, you know. I think I am happy doing Cranidos. When this turn ends though, he's going to know I don't have Rampardos, so he's not going to want a Sabrina. I mean Mars. I think I just pushed 70 here. I'm putting him on a 2-turn timer if he hasn't got healing. I think I'm definitely in a winning position here though. He needs to go through my Sudowoodo, then he needs to go through a Rampardos, and then potentially a second Rampardos. Let's see. He's going to put me to 40 if I attack a fault at 20, and then he can always ping me to finish me off. Red here... Actually, I am one-shotting the Giratina if he doesn't have Potion. He has a lot of cards, so Potion is probably likely. Let's see what he has. He doesn't have Potion, so I'm taking the kill on Giratina right now. Second Lucario doesn't quite help. So I guess I'm just going to place my energy on the Lucario and attack. Now my Lucario is ready to attack. Because when my Sudowoodo dies, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and build up Marshadow for an attack, I guess. Maybe the energy was better on Cranidos. Really tough, actually. Because I was thinking, if my Sudowoodo dies, I might want to put Lucario in the front spot to tank the 80. Then I can push 60 damage. I don't know how good that is. Do I want my Lucario tanking the 80, or am I happy with Rampardos, this guy tanking it? I can push 70. I'm probably going to Sabrina, you know. I think I'm going to Sabrina. I'm just going to put Lucario in the center. He's doing 80, so he has Mars. He's putting me to 1 card. And I actually pick up the Rampardos. That's absolutely hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. He just shuffled away my 4-card hand thinking he's going to set me back and I get the Rampardos off the top. Now I win, right? I can just retreat into Rampardos for the lethal kill. GG. We are taking down the Darkrai Giratina deck with this fighting deck. Definitely a really strong deck, by the way. Having a lot of fun on this deck. GG. I'm going second into most likely a Gyarados deck. Starting Marshadow isn't ideal, but... Okay, so Articuno. I've noticed that a lot of Gyarados players are teching Articuno instead of Origin Form Palkia into the deck, so it could still be Gyarados deck. However, it could be the Blastoise deck that I did a video about yesterday, because that runs Manaphy, Articuno, and Blastoise. So it could be either of those decks right now. But I'm definitely seeing a resurgence of this Articuno. It's definitely coming back into the meta a little bit. I'm just going to jam double Pokeball and play probably only one Fossil. We'll see what happens. But it's already a nightmare for that deck when they're forced to start. Articuno in the front spot. It's really not ideal for them. I'm going to hold this Railu in hand now just to keep board space open, if anything. Plus, I actually want to get hit by Mars or Iono right now so I can find Cranidos quicker, so that's why I'm holding these cards in hand. There's no reason to fill up the 4th spot just yet. Oh crap, so he's hitting heads. He only gets 1 head, thankfully. Let's see if he opts to retreat. Yeah, he's gonna retreat, and it is a Gyarados deck. So he's definitely gonna retreat. I need to try and set up a scenario where I'm 2-hitting the Gyarados in this matchup. So how can I do that? Wait, so he's not retreating. Wow. Interesting. I guess he was scared of Lucario Marshadow one-shotting the Manaphy. But honestly, I kind of respect that play. I actually do really respect that. Sometimes it's hard to put yourself in your opponent's shoes and think about what they're thinking. I can see now that he's definitely scared of Lucario plus Marshadow one-shotting the Manaphy, so that's why he opts not to retreat there. He's identified that he needs to start attacking with Articuno and pray for paralysis for a couple of turns. Where does that leave me? I'm going to evolve here, and I guess I'm just going to push 60 damage. I could put this Railu on the board. I think I'm going to put the Railu on the board now because I have research coming down, and I could potentially find second Lucario. And if he uses Irida to heal up to 80 HP, second Lucario would allow me to take that down, assuming I don't get hit by paralysis. Okay, so he has second Misty. He's going to use that on Magikarp. Let's see what happens. He hits 1 head again. If I can safely take down this Articuno, I feel like I'm in a really comfortable spot. We're praying for no paralysis right now. And thankfully we get the tails there, so we're coming in for the kill. He's 3 turns away from Gyarados at minimum. And it's going to be a nightmare for him to go through all the prizes that I'm going to force him to go through. May as well evolve this as well, no reason not to, just in case he has Mars. Another comfortable win. I'm really enjoying this deck. I'm getting a lot of success with it recently. Even with the Marshadow start, it feels pretty strong. I think this card is super underrated, even by myself. In my last video I did on Rampardos Hitmonlee, I felt like Hitmonlee was better at that time, but I think I was severely underrating how good this card actually is. Like, I've got 2 on the board right now and I'm doing bonus 40 damage. It's actually kind of crazy. So Sabrina's instantly game winning. That's fine though. No need to think about anything, just quickly play the turns out. My opponent has no Misties left, so there's no way he can, like... From my point of view, I don't see a world where he ever comes back into this game. Or maybe he sees something I don't. But he's even 2 turns away from attacking, so I really don't see how he could ever come back into this game. Does concede, GG. Really nice game. Going second into a grass deck, most likely Meowscarada Magnezone. This is a deck mainly for targeting EX Pokemon, so I feel like I'm favoured in the matchup. My Sudowoodo is going to be hitting for 40 onto this Magnemite, because it's super effective. So this is a really good start right now. Absolute nightmare scenario for my opponent, going first, not even starting Sprigatito. This is the absolute nightmare for this Magnezone Meowscarada deck right now. The plus side for him is that he seems to be drawing a lot of cards, which is good for him. Let's see, I'm going to jam Research and see if I can pick up some good cards. So if I Fossil now, I am kind of weak to Sabrina. I have got Cranidos in hand already. Not too worried about that. I'm just going to quickly play my turn out. No point thinking too hard when the game is clearly won, based on my opponent's bad start and my really good hand. But even if he Sabrinas, I can just evolve to Cranidos. Let's see what happens. I wonder if he's going to retreat to, like, keep his Magnemite alive. If he retreats and then evolves to Magneton, I can Cyrus that back in to finish him off. Maybe I spoke too soon. This game might not actually be over just yet. This is kind of spooky. Let's see. I'm probably going to Cyrus this guy back in to kill him. And he needs to spend 2 turns building up for the Meowscarada anyway. I'm probably just going to Cyrus in Magneton. Yeah, that's definitely the play. It has to be. Completely prevents Magnezone from coming down this game. I'm going to put my energy on the Marshadow. Now he's going to send in probably Florigato and attach. He'd probably want to evolve as well, because otherwise he'd be getting one-shot. Well, actually I don't have X-Speed, and there's no way for my Rampardos to one-shot next turn anyway. I don't even have Rampardos yet, but that's fine. I might even Sabrina so I can start putting chip damage onto the Meowscarada. Does that make sense to do? I think it's good, right? I think that's good. I can either push 20 onto this Sprigatito, or I can push 20 onto the Meowscarada. Does it matter? I can now Communication on Lucario to try and find Railu. May as well do that now, since I found the Rampardos that I needed. That's fine. I'm putting the energy on the Pseudo so I can retreat. Maybe, does that make sense to do? Well, he can do 40 next turn with this Florigato. If I Sabrina... Does Sabrina make sense? It's actually hard to figure out right now. But the fact that he's attaching his energy to this Sprigatito and pushing 60 next turn makes me want to kill this Sprigatito. I think I'm just going to push 20 and save Sabrina for next turn. Also, the Sabrina is kind of like neutralizing him from being able to put down another Magnemite. Whereas the second he sees me Sabrina, he knows that I don't have access to Sabrina or Cyrus anymore, and he can play the Magnemite down safely. So he's putting the Magnemite down anyway. So now I just need to kill one of these Pokemon, and then I can always Sabrina in them with the Magnemite. But I guess from his point of view, he's in a hard scenario, so he has to kind of risk it, right? Now I'm just going to retreat into Rampardos, take the prize, and then I can always Sabrina in this Magnemite to finish the game. Definitely seems like this matchup's favoured for my deck list here. Which makes sense considering they're targeting EX Pokemon and I don't run a single EX Pokemon. And Magnemite's weak to fighting energy. I'm definitely having a lot of success on this Rampardos deck right now. I'm on like a 3-win streak. It's kind of strong. GG. I'm going first against Mewtwo Giratina. I haven't seen this deck in a while. It's definitely an interesting deck. You have to be wary of the Mewtwo in this matchup because he can one-shot your Railu with his 50 damage attack as well. So let's see. No Fossil on 1, as is standard procedure for me on this deck list. That's fine, we'll still play it, see if we can win. So Mars is a consideration in this matchup. I'm just trying to think if I want to maybe play the Marshadow down on board. But I'm just going to opt to hold everything. The hand sucks anyway. Well, maybe that's too harsh. The hand... I don't have Research, I don't have Fossil. So I'm not too sad about Mars. Obviously I would be sad about losing the Cranidos and the Rampardos. But I'm hoping to find Fossil or Research next turn. Lucario isn't that good next turn because I'm not even able to do the two energy attack on him. I'm not too bothered about Lucario just yet, and I do top deck him. Maybe I shouldn't have spoke about him. Maybe I need to keep his name out of my mouth. But that's fine. But does communication do anything? Not really. Maybe I just push 20. Let's see. He's going to build up to 4 energy next turn, and then he's going to start attacking. Do I red here? Probably not, right? I just need to hope he doesn't have Mars. I definitely have a really slow hand right now, but I don't think the game is over just yet. Because I can see a world where... I mean, he has another basic in hand, so it probably is Giratina, right? He's playing around Sabrina by holding it in hand. But I'm just thinking of a world where if he doesn't have any healing... Wait, what? He's running Dark and Psychic Energy and it's Darkrai Giratina. This has to be wrong, right? This can't be good. Is it a mistake? Like, did he edit the deck and forgot to change the energy? Or is he genuinely running this energy on purpose? Either way, I'm not a fan of it. But right now, I need to place Marshadow and put it to 1 energy. So he's going to attack and fall to 130. My 20 is going to put him to 110. And I can do 120 with Marshadow plus red. If he has any sort of healing or Giant's Cape, he gets above that range. But there's nothing I can really do about that. Since I'm not planning on evolving to Lucario ever, maybe I use Communication on Lucario now to try and hit Sudowoodo. Yeah, that's definitely good. That definitely sounds good. Sudowoodo or Railu are really good here because it allows me to play around Sabrina. I'm going to jam these guys down. We're basically hoping that he doesn't have any sort of healing or Giant's Cape. Then I can one-shot. Mars would also screw me a little bit by getting rid of the red, but... not drawing Fossil means I'm at a massive disadvantage, so I need to pray for some sort of miracle. He does have the potion, sadly. Not completely over though. I can put him to 10 HP and if he doesn't have further healing he dies on attack. And maybe he just keeps getting Psychic Energy over and over and can't ever attack with Darkrai. That would be the dream. So we'll see what happens. Fossil off the top would be really nice right now. Fossil would be so juicy for me. I'm basically praying for Fossil. I feel like I need to use red now, though. Because he's exhausted all of his healing, so I want him to die. That sounds harsh. I want his Giratina to die when he attacks. So I am going to play it like this. I mean, it looks really doomed right now, but if he doesn't find Dark Energy, his Darkrai is never attacking. So there is still a chance that I can win. You would need PCL to be able to heal this Giratina, or Giant's Cape does it as well. Let's see what he has. So there's one dark Energy coming up. That's really scary, but he needs 2 Dark Energy. He has the healing as well, man. This guy. Well, at least I can finish him off with the Railu, I guess. Silver linings and all that. Right, so I've got research coming down next turn. I basically have to find Fossil, right, guys? Like, Fossil is basically guaranteed. I'm going to Pokeball first. Because there's Sudowoodo. I think Sudowoodo is the last basic in the deck, so you need to make sure you're keeping track of your basic Pokemon. And I finally pick up Fossil. I'm going to jam all these guys on the board. Is it correct to jam them on the board? Let's see. So this is happening. I think Mars is the only card that really scares me, so I guess I am going to jam the Pseudo on board. I mean, Mars screws me regardless, but... So I'm hoping to see a Psychic Energy tick up on that top left corner. I'm manifesting this Psychic Energy right now. If it's Dark, my hopes and dreams are completely over. If it's Psychic, I still have a chance. And it is Psychic, let's go. This game is completely winnable now. This game is still winnable. I'm going to retreat and attack with Cranidos, assuming he doesn't Mars me. Team Rocket Grunt, that scares me. Please don't get heads. Please don't reward this terrible deck. Thank God. He's getting punished for running Psychic Energy right now, and it makes me really happy. Whether it was intentional or not. Let's see, I'm going to retreat into Cranidos and push to 50. Good Sabrina, but... does it make sense to Sabrina? Let's see. I think I am going to Sabrina. Because I already have this Iris in hand. And he can always retreat anywhere. I don't know. That's a decision I went with. I think it's fine. It doesn't scream to me as being a misplay, so I think I'm fine with it. Now he would have to attach the Psychic Energy to the Darkrai to retreat, and then I'd Cyrus it back in if he doesn't have Mars, which it seems like he doesn't because he would have used it previously, I imagine. There's the research. But yeah, this game's pretty much won. And this is a lesson why you don't want to run Psychic Energy in this Darkrai Giratina deck. I'm going to assume it was a mistake, but if you ever intentionally want to put Psychic, probably don't do it. But he can retreat into Giratina right now. Okay. Doesn't really do anything, but he doesn't know that because he can't see my hand. I'm picking up a really nice win here. I genuinely can't believe that this guy's running Psychic Energy in his Darkrai Giratina at 1800 Master Rank. But GG. I'm going first against most likely Meowscarada Magnezone deck. I do think it's better to start Sudowoodo over the Railu here, even though I'm not versing an EX Pokemon. I think it's important that I keep my potential Lucario on full HP. That's the logic I'm using for that decision. I'm going to place one Railu. I'm just thinking if I want to hold the second Railu just for if I get Pokemon Communication or not. Let's see. I think it's best to just jam them both down, right? Because if I get a second Lucario, my Sudowoodo is actually one-shotting. And I have a couple of outs. For example, I could get Professor's Research, which is 2 cards. Or I could just find the second Lucario naturally. I think it's good to play both of them down. The only problem is I only now have one slot for the fossil. Definitely an interesting matchup because this deck is built for countering EX Pokemon like Darkrai, Giratina or Gyarados. So I feel like naturally I should be favoured into the matchup. But if I don't find fossil, it also looks pretty doomed, right? So I'm going to be evolving to Lucario and pushing 40. The Sudowoodo is weak to grass, so if he evolves to Florigato and pushes 40, it would actually be 60, but that doesn't really matter because of the 80 HP. I'm mainly scared of him getting like multiple Meowscaradas and Magnezones down. Then it becomes really hard. Sadly, I'm not finding fossil. In my last video, you probably heard me crying a lot about fossils. And how my opponent always finds them on 1 and I never find it on 1. This is what I meant by that. I do manage to pick up the fossil now though. So maybe I still have a chance in this game. So I guess I just put the energy on this Lucario, right? But if he has Meowscarada right now, he can one-shot my Sudowoodo. And it looks like he probably does have it. This is a really tough game. Let's see. How am I going to deal with the 140 of the Meowscarada? Could push 60 with Lucario. Maybe I just keep hitting with Lucario. And then save the Rampardos for last. Because the Rampardos matches up well with the Magnezone, right? He one-shots unless he has Giant's K. And the Magnezone is never one-shotting the fossil. But then I would be weak to Sabrina. I basically have to do that though. Wait, I could Sabrina in and kill the Magneton right now. Wait, that's definitely the play. That's huge. Thankfully I didn't miss that. Yep, 60. Yep, I can one-shot the Magneton right now. And that should seal the game because unless he has Mars, my Rampardos is always going to win out against the Meowscarada in a 1v1. And it's not even a 1v1 because he still has to go through the 100 of the Lucario. That's why it's important to run Sabrinas in your deck. Even if it's just one, the card can completely win you games sometimes. So now he's going to push 60. I'm going to push 60 back. And the Meowscarada is always going to be in range of my Rampardos to one-shot it. Because they don't run Erica in this deck. They don't have room at all for Erica. The only tech cards they can run are Red, Sabrina, and Cyrus. So let's see. I can just give him the Cranidos, right? He's not one-shotting it, he's only putting it to 10. Then I evolve and hit. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable putting the Cranidos in here. It would definitely have been a mistake to put the Riolu in, because then he'd be one-shotting it. It probably doesn't matter either way, to be honest, actually, now that I think about it. Now we're putting him to 10, and he concedes. GG. Really fun game. I'm going second into Charizard deck list. I haven't seen one of these in a while, so it's going to be an interesting matchup. I feel like it's definitely favoured for me, though. I feel like the Charizard matchup is better versus, like, Giratina, Darkrai, sort of slow decks, whereas this aggressive fighting deck is probably favoured into it. I'm versing Chubby Gengar, so hopefully we can take him down. Maybe he can go on a diet. But that's fine. I have double fossil. It's kind of one too many, but it's fine. Not the end of the world. But let's see. He opts to X-Speed this turn. He kind of plays into Sabrina, but I guess he's taking the risk that I don't have it. So do I want to Pokeball first or Research first? So Sudowoodo, Marshadow are cards that exist. I think I want to Pokeball first because I already have Fossil. I want to try and increase my odds of finding Cranidos and then Rampardos down the line. I already have the Fossil that I need, so I don't really care about those other basics right now. I'm actually going to play this fossil as well, just in case he Sabrinas, and I can always discard this fossil if I need board space at any point. So let's see. He's going to start ramping. Let's see if he has... So he does have Charmeleon. He still hasn't found a Professor's Research. Kind of scared that he does have Charizard in hand though. Generally, if they have Charizard on 3, it's hard to win the matchup no matter what deck you are. He only picks up 1 head though, that's really good. Let's see. I guess I'm just going to draw 2 and then evolve to Lucario on Smack. My options are discard the fossil to place Railu down, communication on the Railu to try and find Cranidos. I think that's what I like. I think I'm looking to get my Rampardos down ASAP to try and win before he can start getting multiple Charizard hits off. So I do miss the Cranidos, which is unfortunate, but I guess I'll play the special card art down, it looks cooler. But if anything, that's the silver lining for that really bad draw. So we're putting the Moltres on a 1-turn timer. Let's see if he has Charizard. So he doesn't have Charizard. Maybe he knows I don't have Hand Disruption and he's just holding it, but I feel like if he had it, he would have definitely played it right, because there's a chance I'm running Iono and he doesn't want to get his hand shuffled away. I think he genuinely doesn't have Charizard right now. And he concedes. Wow. Well, I respect that he concedes really early when he knows it's over, so GG.